They're off. Comes the blood long shot on the outside. 3 of them have crossed the track. And down the stretch they come.
Budweiser Thoroughbred Digest. The weekly national report on thoroughbred racing is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By the Naira Net, the New York Racing Association simulcasting network. And by Lane's End Farm, sponsor of the Thoroughbred Digest Trainer of the Month Award.
And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln with a welcome back along the rail to the Budweiser Thoroughbred Digest Show. Let's go right to New York. This week's Breeders' Cup feature race of the week.
The feature race brought to you by the Breeders' Cup, promoting racing year-round with the Breeders' Cup Budweiser Special Stakes program, the new Premium Stakes program, and the Breeders' Cup Day, racing's $10 million championship.
The conditions for the 37th running of the Gotham Grade 2, $250,000 added. 1 mile, 1 turn at Aqueduct for the 3-year-olds. Here's the field of 5 going in the Gotham Stakes. Closing odds and jockey assignments. Texian at 14, Diamond Donnie, Cantrell Road, both at 9 with hot rider Chris Antley on Cantrell Road. Then Expensive Decision, and look at this, Easy Goer officially going off at 1-20 with Pat Day. Here's the call from Marshall Cassidy of the Gotham Stakes in New York.
Sends them off, and they're underway in the Gotham.
Cantrell Road on the outside of Diamond Donnie. Those two are vying for the early lead. Have 3 on Expensive Decision. Texian on the inside and Easy Goer on the outside as they leave the chute. Now Easy Goer has made a bold move on the outside to move alongside Diamond Donnie. Cantrell Road joins them in 3rd. And on the rail, Texian, Expensive Decision is now 5th. Diamond Donnie continues to lead. The quarter has been run in 22 and 2. Texian on the rail, and alongside is Cantrell Road. Those 3 are now across the track and have a length and a half on Easy Goer than Expensive Decision. The half, extremely fast, 44 and 1. They round the far turn. It's still Diamond Donnie, and Easy Goer remains far back. Diamond Donnie leading by a length and a half. Now, Easy Goer has made a move again on the outside, and Easy Goer takes 2nd by a length. Texian on the rail 3rd, then Expensive Decision, and Cantrell Road has dropped into 5th. 3/4, 8 and 3. The pace is still fast as Easy Goer moves alongside Diamond Donnie. Easy Goer now gets the lead and goes clear by 2. Diamond Donnie is 2nd by 3, then Expensive Decision, and Texian. Cantrell Road has been eased. They pass 16th pole. Easy Goer has the lead. Easy Goer wins by 10, and Diamond Donnie was 2nd.
Well, officially, Easy Goer by 13 lengths, a new stakes and track record, 132 and 2, besting Secretariat's mark of the 1973 Gotham by a full 2nd. The time also a 1/5 of a second off Dr. Fager's world record set back at Arlington Park, Chicago in 1968. Easy Goer by Aladar out of the Ogden Phipps, Buck Passer mare relaxing, trained by Shug McGahee, ridden by Pat Day. Now for an analysis of the Gotham Stakes. Let's go to Jack Kelly of the Daily Racing Form.
Broke from the gate kind of in hand. Pat Day didn't let him run the first few jumps, obviously, with Diamond Donnie in the race here. A little concerned if he's going to bear out. He was pretty nice. He came out and drifted a little bit, but maybe taking the blinkers off solved his problem. He just came out a little, didn't really bother anybody. Easy Goer, the horse inside of him, made a little move, and Easy Goer just took off on his own. Pat Day didn't ask him. He ran a little bit, got up, just sat a half length outside Diamond Donnie after a 1/4 of a mile. But then he kind of relaxed real nicely for him, dropped back 2-3 lengths off the pace. Around the turn, he was still in hand the whole time. Pat never moved his hands on the horse. A real impressive performance. The track was lightning fast, which helped him set the record, but he could have gone a lot faster if he had asked him to run.
Track has been extremely fast here last couple of days, but I had no idea he would run anywhere close to that time. I thought 33 and change, and I'd be elated. 34 change, I'd have been elated, but to do something like this just proves that he wasn't fooling me.
Easy Go lived up to his billing, an awesome performance. We'll join Bruce Casella when we come back. Bruce in California for wire-to-wire coverage of the Santa Anita Derby when the digest returns.
Train number 12 now entering the station.
Okay, this is us. Excuse me, Bud. Hey, watch it, Bud. That seat taken? No, go ahead, Bud. Hey, hold the door.
Presenting Budweiser Long Necks to Go in handy 6 and 12 packs.
You done with that paper?
Flight 12 now boarding.
Come on, Bud. Window, run aisle. Window, Bud. Excuse me, Bud. Hey, just did the overhead. Not smoking, Bud. Just a dinner flight.
Presenting Budweiser Long Necks to Go in handy 12
Hey, check out the window. Commuter flight.
and 6 packs.
You can eat those peanuts.
Lane's Inn Stallion Sire Classic winners. From their first crops, Sovereign Dancer and Sportin' Life, each sired classic winners. Sovereign Dancer, son of leading sire Northern Dancer, and the Bold Ruler mare Bold Princess, sired Preakness winner Gate Dancer. Sportin' Life, son of leading sire Nijinsky 2 out of Homespun by Round Table, sired Belmont winner Bet Twice, and led the freshman sire list with his first crop. Sovereign Dancer and Sportin' Life, siring classic winners at Lane's Inn Farm, Versailles, Kentucky.
Under a left-hand whip. Alidar on the outside driving. Affirmed and Alidar heads apart. Affirm's got a nose in front as they come on.
Now kind of the 16th pull, it's Chiper and Rydance still battling head and head. And as they go over the finish line...
Niner gets ahead in front on the outside is Ali Sheba. Wakwhite remains in third on the rail. Ali Sheba now gets the lead. 49er second, then Wakwhite. It's Ali Sheba.
Then and now, the best racing is in New York. Ask your track to join the New York Racing Association simulcasting network.
In the splendor of his palace, Caesar treated his guests to spectacular battles between champion gladiators. 2,000 years later, he still does. Caesar's palace. Relive the legend.
Well, now for our second feature race, we go to the West Coast, the Santa Anita Derby. Here are the conditions. Grade 1, $500,000 guaranteed, mile and an eighth for the 3-year-olds. Here's Bruce Casella now at Santa Anita Park.
Chris, there are many questions surrounding this Santa Anita Derby. The big question is Houston. Can he get the distance? He's never been around 2 turns. And then we have Sunday Silence. Is this 3-year-old colt good enough to give Charlie Whittingham, his trainer, his first Kentucky Derby start since Ferdinand? And then another big question is the weather. With temperatures well in the 90s here in Southern California, will the temperature make the difference between winning and losing? Well, for the answer to all those questions, let's now go upstairs to Dave Johnson for the call, the $500,000 Santa Anita Derby.
And they're off. From between horses, Flying Continental, and now the gray Music Merci with Gary Stevens to the front by a head. Mr. Bowles on the inside, up to contest the issue early, and Houston on the outside rushes up a close third. Sunday Silence is between horses in fourth, then Flying Continental back to fifth, and Hawkster is sixth and last as they round the clubhouse turn. And Houston on the outside takes command. Lafitte Pinkai Jr. aboard. At the rail, the gray Music Merci snugly in the second spot by a half length. And Sunday Silence with Pat Valenzuela is content to be third at this point. Then a gap of 2 in the long shot, Mr. Bowles along the inside. Hawkster has moved up on the outside and now takes fourth by a head. Mr. Bowles with Fernando Toro drops back into fifth. And Flying Continental, the late speed specialist with Eddie Delahousie, is the trailer. The quarter in 22 and 3. They're flying 45 and 3 the half mile. Down the backstretch, Houston in front. The 4 to 5 shot has it by half a length, but now on the inside, here comes Music Merci. Back to challenge. Sunday Silence on the outside, right there in third and gaining on the top 2. Midway around the turn, 3/8 of a mile to go. Here comes Sunday Silence up to take command on the outside. Music Merci at the rail is second in the favorite. Houston is back to third. A quarter of a mile to go, and it's Sunday Silence trained by Charlie Whittingham on the outside taking command. Music Merci cuts the corner and holds the second spot. Flying Continental is gaining in third, and Houston is out of it, dropping far back. Looks like he'll finish last. And down the stretch they come. Sunday Silence drawing away and jumping to the head of the West Coast contingent as Sunday Silence annihilates this field, taking the Santa Anita Derby.
And Sunday Silence, trained by Charlie Whittingham, wins it by 11 lengths over Flying Continental and Music Merci. Sunday Silence was ridden by Patrick Valenzuela. The favored Houston finished far back in 5th place.
The obvious thing is he didn't run his race. I mean, I've been around this horse and been with him ever since he's been a yearling, and this was not Houston today. He didn't run any part of his race. He wasn't, I didn't even like the part of the race where he was lying second. He just wasn't into the bit, and he's an aggressive, very genuine, free-running horse, and he just didn't have it today.
My horse is really relaxed. He was really relaxed throughout the race, and picked it up about the 5/16 pole, and I asked him passing the quarter pony, and he really finished strong. Each time I've ridden the horse, he's just really improved tremendously. I mean, the horse, when he was a 2-year-old last year, he was a little bit nervous, and Charlie, Rodney, and Pam, the exercise person, and a couple other people at the barn have really done a tremendous job in settling him down.
Update from the Lucas operation. They've done every possible test on Houston, scoped him, everything. No physical problems with the horse. Looking for another race for him, maybe the Arkansas Derby, maybe the Lexington, maybe the Derby trial. Still en route, though, for the Kentucky Derby. We'll be back in just a moment.
Thoroughbred Sports Home Video wants to introduce you to the world of horse racing with How to Win at Thoroughbred Racing, a video guide. The most ambitious home videotape ever produced on horse racing from the people who bring you more thoroughbred racing on network TV than anyone else. Experts Chris Lincoln and Charles E. Canty take you to the nation's racing centers from coast to coast with a discussion of proven handicapping theories, instruction in such important variables as class, conditioning, and money management. Details of how handicapping theories work, as well as how to read and understand the daily racing form. With a Thoroughbred Sports stamp of quality, How to Win at Thoroughbred Racing is an easy way for the racing fan at any level to learn more about the sport of kings. Just $24.95 plus $4 shipping and handling. Call now, 1-800-255-2001. Have your Visa or MasterCard ready. That's 1-800-255-2001 for your home VHS or beta tape on How to Win at Thoroughbred Racing, a video guide.
See beauty and drama when the world's finest riders compete for show jumping's most coveted prize, the Volvo World Cup Show Jumping Finals, Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, live on ESPN.
Bruce Casella joins us now. And Bruce, another major Derby prep this weekend.
It's the Bluegrass Stake, Chris. Tradition says the Bluegrass should be run on Thursday and at the end of the Keeneland meet, 9 days before the Kentucky Derby. But not this year. It'll be run this Saturday at the beginning of the meet. Not a bad move, says some horsemen, like Bud Delp, who trains one of the favorites, the undefeated Dispersal.
Under bright sunshine, over a muddy track, Jose Santos and Dispersal took a couple of trips around the Keeneland Oval recently, their first time together since the Louisiana Derby. Buddy Delp is the trainer, the same man who trained Kentucky Derby winner Spectacular Bid in 1979.
He's dead fit. He's fit to go a mile and a quarter today. What we wanted was to get around the 2 turns, to let him acclimate to the track, which was off a little bit. He's never run on an off track. And breezed a mile and 42 and 2 today, just as easy as you want a horse to go. Finished just right. Jose told me he was very pleased. He had a ton of horse all the time, and that's what I like.
Dispersal is the son of another Kentucky Derby champion, Sonny's Halo, out of a Johnny Appleseed mare named Female Star. He didn't race as a 2-year-old because of minor injuries, but within a span of 27 days at the fairgrounds in Louisiana last month, he won 3 races, setting a track record for maidens at 6 furlongs.
It'll be 32 days from the Louisiana Derby to the Bluegrass, which is just perfect. I've got a horse in good flesh. He's eating well. He's dead fit. The only thing I need to do is what I'm doing.
And our thanks to Dick Gabriel for that report. Other horses expected in the Bluegrass, Western Playboy and Mercedes won. 14 winners of the Bluegrass have gone on to win the Kentucky Derby. Speaking of the Kentucky Derby, let's now take a look at the Caesars Palace odds. And there you see, Easy Go with a 4-5 favorite. And there are the top 5 horses set to go in the Kentucky Derby, hopefully, Chris.
All right, Bruce, good job in California.
Thank you.
Well, now let's catch up on the other top stakes races around America this past week. Let's get the race recap in. Again, here's Bruce.
Let's get started with the Flamingo from Hialeah, a major race for the 3-year-old Kentucky Derby prospects. The favorite there is Awe-Inspiring.
And Awe-Inspiring is moving with him with a 4-wide sweep, 3 furlongs from the wire. America's Friend now charging out to take a short lead. Awe-Inspiring is right there. Irish Actor is in between him, and those 3 now across the track as they come to the quarter pole. Then it's Bold Circle with Approval is 7 lengths off the lead, along with Contested Colors now, who's beginning to gather momentum. They're set down for the drive. America's Friend toward the rail. Awe-Inspiring surging to take the lead now. Irish Actor is stubborn, and he's moving right with them. It's Awe-Inspiring with the lead by a half length.
And Easy Goer's stablemate Awe-Inspiring wins the Flamingo by 2 lengths over Irish Actor and America's Friend. Awe-Inspiring is by Slew of Gold out of Highest Regard and is trained by Shug McGahee, who will enter Awe-Inspiring in the Derby, but will only start if Easy Goer did not run for some reason. Let's move now to Santa Anita and the Potrero Grande Handicap. The favorite there is On the Line.
Ron Bond between them, on the line at the rail, but here comes Defeat Pink Eye, just shaking the wicket. Arabi on the outside, and Arabi now runs up alongside of Ron Bond on the line down at the rail. On the line is tough, and he's coming back. Ron Bond, Arabi's just not doing enough, and On the Line's going to outrun them all.
On the Line ties the track record and is right on stride to follow in Gulch's Sprint Championship of 1988. Finishing second is Ron Bond. Jamoke ran third. On the Line is by Maymet out of Mail Strike and is trained by D. Wayne Lucas. Let's move now to Kentucky and Keeneland Racetrack. It's opening day and the Appalachian Stakes. The favorite there is Darby Shuffle.
It's Demonry in front. On the outside, Darby Shuffle second, Fairway Style third. To the Lighthouse is gaining ground in the center of the track. Down the stretch, Darby Shuffle on the outside to the Lighthouse. Now To the Lighthouse gets the lead.
To the Lighthouse wins it with Randy Romero by 5 lengths over Darby Shuffle and Fairway Style. To the Lighthouse is by Majestic Light out of Race the Tide and is trained by William Badgett Jr. Let's travel now to New York and Aqueduct Racetrack for the Bed of Roses. The favorite is Banker's Lady.
Banker's Lady still leads by a head. Apt to Star on the rail, second by 3. Avies Gal third by a neck. Then Empress of Love and Bodacious Tatas. They're at the 8th pole. Banker's Lady now gets clear by a length and a half. Apt to Star second by 4. Then Empress of Love and Avies Gal heads apart.
It's Banker's Lady with Angel Cordero Jr. over Apto Star and Avies Gal. Banker's Lady is by Nijinsky II out of Impetuous Gal and is trained by Phil Hauswald. Let's move now to Arkansas and Oaklawn Park. It's the Budweiser Breeders' Cup. The favorite is Invited Guest.
Savannah's Honor ducks to the inside to challenge an Invited Guest. Driving through the lane, along the rail, here comes Savannah's Honor exploding for the lead. Rose's record is second to the outside, Invited Guest, but Savannah's Honor, the European import, is going to score her first American Stakes win in fine style.
It's Savannah's Honor with Jerry Bailey over Invited Guest and Barbara Sue. Savannah's Honor is by Stormbird out of Honor to Her and is trained by Richard Lundy. The 4-year-old was a 1986 July Keeneland purchase for $225,000. One final race now, this from Sportsman's Park. It's the Violet Stakes. The favorite is the entry of Miss Moody Blue and Powerful You.
Shake Rag Ruthie is still there by 2. Edith Eagle down along the rail, exclusive now. Between Horses third, to the outside Miss Moody Blue fourth. But now Shake Rag Ruthie strides out by 3.5.
It's Shake Rag Ruthie over Exclusive Nell and Edith Ego. Shake Rag Ruthie is an Illinois bred by Ruthie's Native out of Cuesta del Rey. It's trained by Paul Dargine.
A jockey who's also a talented artist. Next with Dave Johnson on Horse Talk.
In the glory days of Rome, Caesar entertained his guests with the most spectacular sporting events in all the empire. 2,000 years later, He still does. Caesar's Palace. Relive the legend.
Thoroughbred breeding and racing in Illinois is a multi-billion-dollar industry. This year, Illinois-bred thoroughbreds will earn over $15 million in purses, and the state's Thoroughbred Breeders' Fund is one of the most lucrative programs in the nation. Illinois thoroughbreds race and win everywhere.
Illinois-bred horses are really beginning to hold their own on the marketplace today as far as racing. I've noticed that there are some Illinois breds that can go anywhere and win races.
With thoroughbreds, the future is now in Illinois.
Beers that are cold filtered, only one has that distinctively clean, crisp taste. Budweiser, cold filtered and Beechwood aged for over 110 years.
Ali Sheba, 1988 Horse of the Year and the richest racehorse ever, is now featured at his winning best in a dynamic full-color poster. A real collector's item. This 21 by 34-inch poster is now available for a limited time for only $19.95 plus $3 postage and handling. Call 1-800-27-HORSE to order. Don't get left in the gate. That's 1-800-27-HORSE. And have your Master or Visa card handy.
Here's Dave Johnson now with Horse Talk and a rider with a second career.
This horse talk could take one of two directions. One, the direction of a jockey interview. Two, the direction of an interview with an artist. But my guest on Horse Talk today, Nick Martinez, is both a jockey and an artist. Well, which came first?
The artist.
Where did you study?
I studied at Casper Junior College in Casper, Wyoming.
And did you always expect to be a painter, Nick?
Well, I've always painted, and I've always had this talent, so I've always done it. You know, I never really thought, I would be a painter or a jockey. Things just happened that way.
Your painting of Ali Sheba has really caused a lot of people to take note of you as an artist more than a jockey right now.
Well, I like the painting, and he's a real popular horse around here. He broke his maiden here at Turfway, and he's Horse of the Year. He's earned more money than any other thoroughbred, so he's kind of a popular item.
Is it relaxing for you to do this as a hobby, or is it now a full-time job?
Well, it's still just, I'm just do it once in a while, and it is relaxing for me. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I love the horses, and I love painting them, and I love riding them, and so it just kind of, it's an enjoyable thing for me to do.
What's a schedule for you? Where do you ride throughout the year?
Well, I've been riding at Fairmount Park. This summer, I'll probably stay around the Cincinnati area.
Talking horses, talking art with Nick Martinez. More Horse Talk next week.
Thank you, Dave. Well, last week I told you Julio Canani had been selected as our Lanes End Trainer of the Month for March. Bruce Casella, with his trip to California, brings us a profile report on Julio.
This is 51-year-old Julio Canani, looking over his recent claim, Headline News. Julio is well known for turning claimers into top runners. The addition of Headline News in the barn seems fitting for a man who's been making big headlines the past couple of years.
I really believe if anybody really wants something, you can get it, especially in this country, though. This is a country that if you work for what you want, you get it. And I really want to become a trainer. And I think I accomplished what I wanted. I mean, it's a dream that you get when you were a kid. And if you work for it, you get it.
Julio's biggest thrill in racing came on March 5th. Now, before this day, he had never won a Grade 1 stakes race here at Santa Anita. Enter Martial Law. And Santa Anita's biggest race, the $1 million Big Cap.
A huge upset is on the cards. It's Martial Law and Martin Pedrosa passing the 16th pole clear. And here it is, Martial Law to win the Santa Anita handicap.
I tell you, it's like, I don't know how can I explain to you. I see him and I can't believe him quickly close the wire. You know, you see the top board. I mean, I know that this horse is running great. You know, it's But he's 50-1, and people don't believe it. And I don't, they didn't got a reason to believe in yet because he was good, you know. But they will hear from him, though. He's a nice animal.
Marshall Law's next stop will be in Arkansas this Saturday in the Oaklawn Handicap, where he'll face many of the top older horses. It's the next step in a plan that Julio hopes will result in a championship at year's end.
Is this horse for real?
I hope so, for my own sake. I think he is, though. People just say that the hard was to track, making excuses for another horses. But in the way like this horse trained, I think he's for real.
Julio has worked hard for his success. He has an idol like trainer Bobby Frankel, who has helped him along the way. His goals are realistic, and like most trainers, would love to win the Roses.
I think the goal to every trainer, I think, is win the Kentucky Derby. Maybe someday I will stumble into a nice 3-year-old.
In 13 cities in 10 countries across the Pacific, they're playing our song. United Airlines Royal Pacific Service. Rededicated to giving you the service you deserve halfway around the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Defending champion Martina Navratilova and Steffi Graf join a spectacular field at the Bausch & Lomb Championships. See all the action Thursday through the final, live on ESPN.
Back to wrap things up on the digest. You know, Bruce, Super Saturday was billed last week with the 3 major Kentucky Derby preps. What a contrast, New York. The excitement of Easy Goer doing even maybe more than expected with his track record. And then you were with D. Wayne Lucas in California. He had to be devastated. This horse means so much to him, Houston.
That's right. We went back to the barns after the race, and there were no media people. There were no one there except for Wayne Lucas and our camera crew and myself. And he just couldn't believe it. And for the first time, he let somebody else cool the horse off. He was just devastated. He couldn't understand why this horse did not run. He said, Bruce, this horse works in the morning so much better than what he showed out there in that afternoon. Maybe it was the heat. It was 97 degrees there, tremendously hot. Maybe the heat did bother Houston.
Well, they said he ran all kinds of tests, and they can't find anything physically wrong. You know, coming up this weekend here on ESPN at Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas, the start of the great racing festival of the South. We'll be there for the Oaklawn Handicap. It's 6 to 7, a delayed telecast Eastern time on ESPN. We expect to see Julio Canani's Marshall Law, winner of the Big Cap, along with City Slew. We'll also have Blushing John, Lee Fardridge, Proper Reality expected to start. Coverage of the Bluegrass from ABC also in that show. We'll see you next week here on The Digest. So long.
Budweiser Thoroughbred Digest, the weekly national report on thoroughbred racing, has been brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By the Breeders' Cup, racing's $10 million championship. And by the Illinois Department of Agriculture, promoting Illinois-bred horses year-round. Statistics courtesy of the Daily Racing Form, America's turf authority. This has been an ESPN sports presentation.